Welcome everyone. Today we will talk about the 5 best supports in the current meta of Paladins, so you know who you should be picking to give you the best advantage to win the game. Drop a sub if you're enjoying the content, and if you don't like the video, drop a dislike. It does in fact help me out. On to the video. A preface, I've played around 75 to 100 matches of ranked in the current meta, talked to multiple people as well, and we are all at high elos. Even so, I don't want to discourage anyone from playing who they want to play. So if you're enjoying somebody not on this list, keep going for it and don't be discouraged by my rankings. And this is more meant for people who are playing the meta, like just hard playing meta. Anyways, let's get into it. At number 5, we have Furia. This may come as a surprise because on my preseason tier list, I had her at number 1. I'm happy to admit I was wrong. Furia does have an amazing kit, being that she has great zone tools and CC, high damage and healing output, incredible safety and self-peel and peel in general, but unfortunately she is outclassed by the supports above her. As of the moment, the meta is pretty much dive through and through. Furia is mostly a flex support, meaning she hovers between the point, her off-tank, and flank, instead of committing to a dive or playing backline. For the most part, you're throwing out your Pyre Strike to lock down kills or to zone off an area by making them afraid of the stun. Whilst doing this, you have a massive burst heal and it has AoE when you're running Cherish. All of this is great with the current meta because you are a reliable support to help lock down your team's dive while still being able to help your backline from the opposing dive. Incredible support, but she can suffer from a lack of heals. She does only have a single healing ability and at base on a 3-second cooldown, which isn't bad, but does mean in between heals your team is extremely prone to burst damage. Obviously Cherish can fix the problem of only having a single target heal, but even then, the AoE isn't that big, and that is really Furia's only problem, so she still is an incredible support. Number 4, we have Lillith. Lillith is just above Furia for the simple case that she has much more reliable healing and damage, and the best ultimate in the support class. When you're in a meta that, well, is dive, is what you're mostly picking, having an ult that entirely makes the dive unkillable is something you want. Lillith does lack self-peel, meaning she is most of the time playing in the backline as a backline support, but can still apply a hex to somebody as the flank to give them that good sustain heals while they're doing their own thing, while Lillith stays near the point doing tons of damage on the point and sustaining their pointing at the exact same time. Lillith's sustain heals have been nerfed, which is why she isn't higher, but her healing output is still insane with how much damage she can provide on top of her incredible ultimate. At number 3, we have Corvus. Corvus honestly is a simple one. He is just straight up a dive support with good healing output, a great zoning ultimate for point control, very solid safety, good damage output, and a good synergy with the top tier items currently. He does just about everything right, but can struggle in the late game when caught is at 90% and your heals start to struggle a bit. But in the early game, he is an absolute monster, enabling his flanks harder than just about anyone. At number 2, this may be surprising that he isn't at number 1, but is Grover. Grover is absolutely shining right now because he is able to play flex support incredibly well. His passive AoE healing can usually reach the dive and point tank simultaneously, he has great damage output, good lockdown with his cripple, amazing safety with his vine, and a good burst heal from Blossom. On top of this, he has an incredible ultimate allowing for his team to be completely sustained during a fight. Grover is really looking to be helping out with the dive while keeping them up, then making sure his point tank is good to go on their end by hitting them with a Blossom when it's up, and if needed, Vine to them to help lock down anyone there. Grover also has one of the fastest ult generations due to him always having passive heals and constant damage output. That is number 2. At number 1, which I know will be surprising to people, but we have Io, and I know, don't click off or freak out in the comments, just hear me out. Let's start off with Io's damage output. Io's damage output is absolutely insane, having her basic M1 being at 410, I believe, on top of also having her dog doing 180, 180, then 360 is just absolutely incredible. Her damage output is really insane. On top of this, she does have massive AoE heals, more than Grover does. She doesn't have a bigger AoE, but she has more AoE healing. Luna gives 300 healing per second, but in this current meta especially, where you're really having to have a big dive comp, having that AoE healing of 300 per second on point, near point, doing damage to somebody, or stunning them once every 18 seconds for 1 second, helping lock down that kill, is just absolutely incredible. while being able to go off with your dive, play flex support, doing a ton of damage. As we said before, her basic attack does 410, and have Moonlight, which does have amazing benefits, and especially if you're running her best talent, Goddess Blessing, you're giving them the mitigation, and you're really enabling your flanks to just do even more than they would have before. This character is absolutely insane, and on top of all of this, on top of everything that I just said, I know it's absolutely insane, she is the hardest character in the entire game to flank out of the support class. She has incredible self-heal with her ultimate being damage immune and CC immune, this also pushing them away and doing 800 damage or more if they throw her out, if she throws them off the map. She has an incredible leap to reach different points of the map, such as high ground, or just getting away really quickly, and it's a leap, so it could mess up somebody's aiming. She also has Luna, who does damage and stuns if you really need her, and it heals you for 300 seconds since you're standing in the AoE, and you just bring the dog over to you, and just amazing damage output, so it makes her really hard to kill. So on top of all of this, I think there might be a counter argument to her being maybe number 2, but I still think Io in a dive meta, where she's an incredible flex support and really hard to dive, takes that number 1 spot. And that's going to be it from me today. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow with the next top 5s. We'll be going over all the top 5s this week for every role between support, point tank, off tank, flank, and damage. So make sure you guys are looking for that throughout the entire week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.